Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. e5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. The Italian game starts with bishop c4, which attacks the f7 pawn and prepares to castle quickly. Knight f6 develops the knight and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. d3 protects the e4 pawn and the c4 bishop and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. Bishop c5 develops the bishop, attacks the f2 pawn, and prepares castling. c3 controls the d4 square and opens the diagonal for the queen at the cost of occupying the queenside knight's natural developing square. This prepares the bishop for development. The bishop moves forward into the game. Solid choice in the opening. This kicks a bishop. The clearly correct move for a threatened bishop. A very strong play. This is the strongest option. Very precise. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This overlooks an opportunity to kick a bishop. This overlooks an opportunity to castle kingside. The knight is not as active as before on this square. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. The knight finds a new active square. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. Right on target. This creates a threat against a pawn by pinning one of its defenders. This misses an opportunity to kick a bishop. This threatens to win material because the defender is pinned. This stops the opponent from being able to win material because the defender is pinned. This is an equal trade. White's recapture simultaneously activates another piece. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Takes back. This wins a pawn. The clearly correct move for a threatened rook. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. The clearly correct move for a threatened queen. This avoids clear danger. White's knight has moved to a square with greater activity and control. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it. There was only one good move there. This is the only move that works. A clear recapture. Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. The clearly correct move for a threatened knight. This is a fair move. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This allows the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a queen. This wins time by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. This overlooks an opportunity to move a queen to safety. With the rook now developed as well, Black has all pieces ready for action. The game was close to equal, but now Black has the advantage. This missed an opportunity to punish a mistake. This is an equal trade. A straightforward recapture. A solid choice. This threatens to pin a rook to the king. This allows the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a rook. This makes a passed pawn. This avoids clear danger. This blocks the attack on a pawn that could have been captured. That's fine. This allows the opponent to eventually win a pawn. This leaves a pawn without defenders. This misses an opportunity to eventually win a pawn. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. This wins material. This move puts the rook on a safer square. This overlooks a better way to tactically win a pawn. The clearly correct move for a threatened queen. This defends a rook that was under attack and had no defenders. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A clear recapture. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. One of the best moves. That's an unfortunate error. This is not the right idea. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. A very strong play. This steps away from the checking rook. This threatens to win material because the pawn is pinned. This permits the opponent to eventually win a pawn. This wins a pawn, a straightforward recapture. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trade. The correct move to safety. Black was better off, but now their position is winning. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This moves the bishop to safety. This creates a pawn chain, a solid choice. The correct move to safety. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This is a fair move. This is the strongest option, pushing a passed pawn. Very precise. One of the best moves. There were worse moves, but also something much better. Right on target. This is the strongest option. A very strong play. This defends the attacked bishop. A solid choice. This moves the bishop to a better location. This moves the rook to safety. That pawn was free for the taking. This threatens to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. This is the way to win a rook.